Lamar Jackson bet on himself in the offseason, and it is paying off very nicely.
Yeah.
He leads the league in passing touchdowns and passer rating, 5th in rushing yards.
Think about that for a second. Leads the league in passer rating.
Yep.
Leads the league in passing touchdowns. And 5th, not amongst quarterbacks, 5th in rushing yards amongst players.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. All right, next.
Yeah.
Or keep going, sorry.
With 12 combined passing and rushing touchdowns, he has more touchdowns than 30 teams in the NFL.
No, and that's even not as impressive as it sounds. Because you're like, there's 32 teams, so there's only 2 teams that have as many touchdowns. And one of the teams is the Ravens. So it's and the other team's the Lions, who have 12. There is no team in the league that has more touchdowns than Lamar. Go ahead.
Right. And if the Ravens beat Buffalo this Sunday, this story will be that much bigger. Did the Ravens officially make a terrible mistake with not signing Lamar in the offseason?
Listen, it's looking like it. And here's the thing. As great as Lamar has played, he's not a perfect player. I understand there are some on the more, call it mature passing routes and progressions. He's not Mahomes, right? He's not Josh Allen on that.
Right.
But you do not need to be a perfect player to get a contract extension. Kyler is a far inferior player with no playoff success. He got a contract extension. Deshaun Watson, set aside all the off-field stuff, is at best an equivalent player, has less postseason success than Lamar. He got a contract extension. When Josh Allen got his contract extension, he hadn't yet turned into this fully formed version of himself. He had 2 playoff wins. Lamar has 1. He's played so well that now, even if he were to suffer an injury, he'd be a guy that a team would be ecstatic to throw $250 million at.
Right.
And the way it's going to work is the exclusive. So there's 2 franchise tags. One is more expensive than the other. Let me just explain this very quickly. Franchise tag in the NFL is this. If a player's contract has expired, you can only do this 1 player per team. You can just place the franchise tag on them. There's no negotiation. The non-exclusive franchise tag, it's the average salary of the 5 highest paid guys at his position, but it's non-exclusive, meaning another team can then try to sign him. If he signs that contract and you choose not to match, that team gives you their next 2 first-round picks. So think about a team like the Patriots, right? That are not, well, the Patriots might actually have a great pick this year, but let's pretend they didn't. A team that the Titans last year, okay? The Titans, who had the number 1 record in the AFC, they're picking in the late 20s, know the quarterback's a problem.
Right.
They could try to sign Lamar away, and all you're getting is like the 27th pick of that year's draft and whatever first-round pick they have next year if you don't match.
Right.
The Ravens would never risk that. So they have to put the exclusive franchise tag on it. That is more expensive than the average of the top 5 guys at the position. The exclusive franchise tag for next year for a quarterback is going to be $45 million, fully guaranteed for 1 season. You can place a franchise tag on a guy technically 3 times, really only twice. The second year of a franchise tag is a 20% raise from the previous year's salary. So by not signing Lamar, if he chooses to go the franchise tag route, it's $45 million next year, $55 million the following year, and then you have no rights to him at all. Then he is a true free agent, allowed to negotiate and sign with anyone, and you will have paid $100 million guaranteed for 2 years of Lamar, and then he can leave. Right now, he looks like the league MVP. So that is the...
So you're saying it was dumb?
Yes. That's the too long didn't read version of what I just said is they screwed this up.
Okay.
And I think it's because they don't believe in it. I said this on TV. I want to reiterate it here.
They don't believe in him?
They treat Lamar in all their decisions. And there's the clock. I'm so bad at this. Like a really fun rental car that they enjoy driving, that they like, taking out, and they don't mind if they hop a few curbs. if they put the cheap gas in it, because they know long term this isn't going to be my problem. They run quarterback power runs with him. They don't spend money on wide receivers. He's doing this passing wise. His top 2 wide receivers in their career prior to this year had less than 1,000 yards combined between them and 3 total touchdowns. So while Josh Allen gets Stephon Diggs and Kyler gets DeAndre Hopkins and Hollywood Brown, who they traded for from Baltimore, they traded him away, and Jalen Hurts gets A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, who they drafted, and Tua gets Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and Mahomes prior to this year had Tyreek and Kelsey. He has Rashad Bateman and guys. Rashad Bateman, who's having a nice year, but I don't think he's a superstar. They don't sign him. They don't give him weapons. They call an offense that puts him in constant jeopardy. It's like they think they're having a fling with Lamar Jackson, not that they're married to him long term. And he's going to make them pay through the nose on it. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.